Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Kate, and today I am going to be teaching you how to paint this easy winter watercolor wreath. This is the third wreath I've done in a series of 3, so if you've missed the other 2, I will have the links in the description box below. Let's get started. To start this painting, we are going to trace a circle onto the center of our paper. So just grab something circular and then trace around that object using a pencil. And then take an eraser and lightly erase your lines so that it just becomes a guideline so you can barely see your lines. You want them to still be there, but you want to barely see them. All right, and then we are going to take our small detail brush and we are just going to jump into painting. So we are going to start with some pine needles for our first color, for our first winter foliage that we're going to put onto our wreath. And we're going to start with a dark olive-ish green tone mixture. And we're just going to start right at the bottom with quick line motions and just create that pine needle. And then we're just going to go around and we're going to fill in where we want these pine needles. So when I do a wreath like this, I usually sketch out my idea with pencil on a piece of paper first, just so I have an idea where I'm going to want certain things, and then just kind of fill in as I go. So I'm using the tip of my brush to create these very loose pine needles. So I'm just kind of going around on either side. I'm just leaving space for other leaves I know I'm going to be putting in place. I'm going to add one right here at the side. And then I'm going to keep going while this is still wet. I'm going to go into a greenish blue mixture. And I'm going to draw the stem first. So it's going to kind of go up. And then I think I'm going to have it come out a little bit off to the side. And then these are just going to be circular leaves coming off the stem. Just like that. I need it to be a little bit more watered down. I'm going to just fill in these spaces with that same type of leaf. So you can just follow along with me on where I'm placing them, or you can just branch off on your own and have fun putting them wherever you like. My pine needles dried very quickly. I was hoping they would blend into each other a little bit more. I'm going to drop some darker paint into the ones we just created, just to give it a little bit more depth and to give a little bit more of a pattern before they dry. And you can tell this one down here has already dried a lot, so I'm just going to blend that in a little bit by reactivating the paint. Alright, and I'm just going to keep going. I'm going to switch, and I'm going to just switch the direction that it's going. That. I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to go back into that darker paint mixture. I'm just going to drop that in while it's drying. I'm just going to add one more right up here. And then we're going to do the same thing and drop in a darker color. And we're going to let this layer dry, and then we're going to come back in with some other colors as well. Now we're going to go back in with a darker layer over our first layer of the pine needles. So we're just going to add a little bit of crimson to that green mixture, and this is just going to give that green mixture we already used a deeper, more olivey tone. You don't want to put too much red in it, because if you do that, it can just turn gray. And add a little bit of blue to it too. And then I'm just going to go in with a very light hand and add some lines over the previous layer that we already have, just to give these a little bit more dimension, to kind of come off the page a little bit instead of just laying flat, especially since a lot of our second leaf that we made kind of went over it. So we're just going to kind of bring these back to life a little bit by adding this second coat. And you're just going to do that to all of your pine needles. I am avoiding creating a new stem and just adding extra lines. So no, I'm trying not to add another stem like right down the middle and make it look like there's another leaf over it. I want it to seem like it's the same one. It's okay to come off the sides a little bit to make it its own. It doesn't have to be like right on top. You can come off the leaf a little as well. Just like that. And then I am going to blend, this already dried, but I'm going to blend this color out a little bit. And that's one of the fun things about watercolor, is if something dries weird, you can usually reactivate it with water and kind of blend it out so it doesn't look funny. So I just reactivated that. I'm going to do it up here as well. Just like that. Okay. And now we're going to add some berries to our wreath. So I'm just going to take some crimson on my brush, and I'm just going to look for some spaces that seem like it needs a little bit of something. And I'm just going to do little circles. And I don't want them to be completely filled. I want to leave some white space to give it kind of a glow, and also just so it's not just like a red ball that we just plopped in there. Give it some character, leaving some white space. And it's okay if you go over a previous leaf as well. It's okay if it intersects. If you're worried you're going to make your berries too thick without any loose area, start with a very light tone, and then you can just drop in darker paint as you go. When you do that, you can have fun watching the colors bleed together and seeing the pattern that it'll make. You can really tell how this red paint is just making the painting kind of come alive. It seemed a little dull with just the green leaves. Just adding a little bit of loose dots around the berries. I'm just going to add 1 or 2 more areas. Bring one on top of my pine needle there. I'm just going to add 1 more right here. Just like that. And then right now, I really like them just hovering there rather than it creating a branch, so I'm going to leave it like that. I'm going to switch over to my size 6 round brush, and with a lot of water and a lot of paint, I'm going to splatter just in certain areas. I'm not going to do it over the entire painting, just kind of like right around so it's sharp. Just like that. And there you have an easy watercolor wreath. This was the last of 3 wreaths that I did on my channel. So if you haven't already seen the last 2, I will have the links in the description box below. And yeah, there you have an easy watercolor wreath. That'd be perfect for a Christmas card or any holiday season. Hey everyone, thanks for painting with me today. I hope you found this last of the 3 watercolor wreaths tutorials helpful. I hope you enjoyed the last 2 as well. If you did, please subscribe to this channel and give this video a thumbs up. If you'd like any extra details on how I painted this specific wreath, head over to my blog, Reflecting Creation, to get more details over there. I hope to see you again soon. Bye.